33 minutes after, she is every woman. It's all in her and me. And I feel good when I talk to her. I feel good when I'm next to her. It's just one of those things. Senator Hillary Clinton, hi.
How are you, Randy?
Well, how are you? And how's my president?
He is doing so well. Every day he gets stronger, he walks further, he feels better. I really am so blessed and grateful that he got through this so well.
Oh, I'm so happy. You know, my dad had it years and years ago, and I tell you, they're like new men after, so beware.
Well, you know, what's so funny is that my dad also had this done about 21 years ago,
yeah.
My late father. And, you know, the techniques have improved so much that it's just a miracle what can happen. So we're excited, and thanks for your good wishes and everybody who listens, all the wonderful, you know,
well, you know, I sent a message on the website, which I thought was such a great way for people to...
Thank you.
But I wanted to send something to the house, and I don't know the address, but maybe after you stay on the phone so I can... I have this really good thing I want to send him. I think he will love it, knowing how, you know, thoughtful he is. I just think he would love it.
Well, you're so nice to think of him. And, hey, congratulations on your show.
Well, thank you.
Great.
Thank you. You know how hard we all tried for this, and look where we are. Thank you for everything that you did on behalf of me and this dream that I had. You're an amazing gal. I mean, I was invited to the Senate. I was invited to LBJ's old office, which was weird because I was reading his big book about LBJ in the Senate.
Uh-huh.
I had no idea where the meeting was, and I got off the plane, and I was ushered, you know, through the Senate, and next thing I know, I'm standing in LBJ's office where he signed the first civil rights legislation as a senator.
That's right.
Oh, and it blew me away, and it was such a great meeting. And then I was...
Well, you blew everybody away.
Well, thank you.
People just, you know, loved you, and I obviously can see why. And as more and more people tune into you, they're understanding how terrific you are. And I really remember the, you know, testimonials that our senators from Florida made to you as to how you had made such a difference in the political and environment down there.
Well, it is odd. I mean, Florida is one of those swing states, and we had 2 Republican senators, and no Democrat had ever lost in the districts that I was heard in.
Yeah.
And I just knew the talk radio was affecting a lot of votes, and that I was competing against a lot of conservatives and winning. And I just thought that if we didn't do something about talk radio, that we would be a minority party for a really long time.
Well, also, just for the sake of our country, we've got to have a good debate like the one we're going to have tonight, where people...
Nice segue, Senator.
What do you think? Where people, you know, really talk about the issues for a change, and where they don't just get fed the same old story, whether it's true or not.
Well, now, who needed this debate more? President Bush or Senator Kerry, because they're treating George Bush like he's the boy in the bubble. This is supposed to be this strong man, this commander-in-chief, this war hero, this fighter, and he has to be like kept in a bubble away from crosstalk and away from rebuttal questions, and you can't ask him anything. What is that? Well,
I think you put your finger on something. I mean, they love a controlled environment. And, you know, life isn't like that. You know, they have found that, much to our, you know, regret around the world. You can't just assume that you can control everything that goes on, and they've tried to do that in this campaign. So, you know, having this debate where it's just the 2 of them on the stage, I think is going to be terrific for Senator Kerry, because at some point the president has to answer questions, you know. He doesn't answer questions in press conferences anymore. He goes to events that are scripted and people are invited. You know, you're right. He lives in a kind of bubble. That's not good for the country. We need a president who really understands what's going on.
I agree. And, you know, he's trying to construct this like one of these town hall meetings that he has, which are completely bogus, where you have to sign a loyalty oath. Now you have to give your social security number.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
That's a little frightening to me. Soon we'll have to wear, you know, little something on our clothes to show that we gave our social security number. This man frightens me, I must tell you, more than I care to say in your presence, because you're a fair-minded woman, and I'm a little more radical than you. But honestly, I don't understand why the social security numbers, and that poor woman, Mrs. Niederer, who tried to ask him a question at a town hall meeting. Why did my son, I think it was Cheney, why did my son, you know, die? Tell me why they haul her off, she asked Laura Bush, and they handcuff her, they put her in a van, and now the Secret Service is saying she has to be investigated because she might be a danger to the president. What kind of country is this?
Well, Randy, I think, the concerns that you and a lot of other people, and it's not just all Democrats, there are a lot of Republicans and independents who are wondering what is going on here. We have a series of bad decisions that are then implemented even worse than you can imagine. It is very frightening what's happened in the country in the last 3.5 years, and people deserve to have their questions answered. They deserve to have a president who isn't constantly either throwing out rosy scenarios or misleading them. We need a reality check, and that's what I hope that this debate will provide, where, the president is going to finally have to answer some questions. And I'm a big fan of John Kerry's, and he's a thoughtful person. I never thought I'd live to see our politics develop so that someone who's thoughtful and considers the evidence is somehow considered, less than someone who's adopts a position and sticks to it no matter what the evidence is. I mean, that makes no sense. That's not how anybody runs their life or their business.
Exactly. And, just having a little bit of experience up on Capitol Hill, I could tell people that work there are very serious people dealing with very serious questions, very serious issues, and solutions.
Well, you're right.
Yeah.
Well, Randy, I just wanted to call in and tell you you're doing great.
Well, thanks.
I'm so proud of you.
Thanks. Can I ask you one question, just in your best guesstimate? Which Bush shows up tonight, the fiscal conservative or the big spender? The guy who wants democracy or the guy who doesn't count votes? The corporate lackey or the faith-based one? Which guy shows up tonight?
Well, it sounds to me like you've got the flip-flop president showing up.
Thank you, Senator.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks for calling me. I love her. I didn't know she was calling me. Wow, that's so great. Well, I'll be watching this thing tonight with high hopes and, we're all counting on you, Jim Lehrer. That's the deal. It all comes down to one reporter. Shouldn't our presidential elections come down to the candidates? So many rules, so many regulations. And, there is no law that says a president must debate 3 times and, blah, blah. There's no rule about debates. It's strictly something that is customary. Some presidents have skipped it. But Bush wanted one. Except he wanted 32 separate and specific pages. So he didn't have to really show up. Now you have to ask yourself why everything he does is so controlled. Why those town meetings require loyalty pledges. Why you have to give your Social Security number. That is creepy. Why is that? And why can't you ask a question of your president in a great democracy when you are clearly the nominee of the opposing party? And why can't you ask your president a question when you are clearly an American citizen who cares a great deal because your son has been lost? It should be unacceptable. But I'll wait. I'll reserve. Yeah. I want to watch tonight and see how it goes. 90 fun-filled minutes for me it will be. 41 after.
This is the Randi Rhodes Show.